Designing and building any kind of storage system, whether it's a closet, a wall unit, or even a workshop, can be a daunting task. In today's episode of Course 77 TV, we're going to interview the designer and builder of one of the more amazing and functional storage systems we've ever seen. It's a complete wood shop, but it's not the kind most of the furniture designers in our audience are used to seeing. Today we're interviewing Ron Paulk, the designer and builder of the Paulk Mobile Wood Shop, and he's beaming in all the way from Washington State. Ron, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us what it is you do for a living and how long you've been doing it for.
I've been a general contractor now for 25 years.
Now, most of the furniture designers in our audience are used to working out of geographically fixed shop spaces, but guys in your line of work have a particular need for mobile tool storage. Can you talk about that?
Well, when you're building homes or doing any kind of construction, you're heading to the job, you're deciding on what tools you need for the day. When you get there, you're setting up. And of course, you've got a fair investment in your tools, and so you have to put them away every day. And so that becomes a big part of your life, is just packing up the truck in the morning and unpacking it at the job and reversing the process at the end of the day. And nothing more frustrating than getting to a job and realizing you've left the tool behind. So with that, I have over the years, I've had multiple work situations that just allow me to bring just about every tool I own with me to every job, small or big.
And tell us about your concept for your latest iteration of this, the mobile wood shop, or as you call it, the trailer.
My concept with the trailer was essentially a toolbox on wheels. And I wanted a large enough trailer that I could carry all of my tools with me, have them organized, easy to access, and to be able to back up to the job and plug in and have my table saw, my miter saw, my planer, and a workbench all set up in under 5 or 6 minutes. And at the end of the day, just putting away tools is essentially putting away the hand tools I've pulled out and rolling up the cords and driving away.
Now, before you started creating this truck, how much design planning went into this? And what role did the limitations of the truck's dimensions play in the final design?
Well, I'd like to say that I planned it down to the millimeter, but that's really not the case. I knew that working inside of a truck like this or a large trailer, there would be limitations. I'm not going to have the outfeed to run a 16-foot piece of trim. All moldings tend to come in 16-foot lengths. So I realized that if I'm going to be trimming a house, a full trim package, I'm still going to set up in the house, be close to the work.
And then what kinds of work can you do inside the truck from a dimensional standpoint?
For a lot of work, if I'm doing a kitchen, installing cabinets, fillers that you have to rip, or, at most for tall cabinets, 8 feet long. So I wanted to have 10 feet of outfeed on the table saw. I ended up with more than that, but that was my goal. And then on the miter saw, I just wanted to give myself enough room that on the fixed side of the saw, the side that's to the inside of the truck, that I'd have, again, 10 feet. I ended up with a bit more than that, but that was kind of my limitations. I just embraced those and realized that I could do about 90% of my work within those limitations.
So that's where the design work starts, with the limitations.
So that's where it starts. I just have those couple of fixed points. Where does the table saw go? Where does the miter saw go? And build the rest of it around that.